Further to this question, another offshoot of the same confusion is, all right, we do agree that Hazrat Baba Guru Nanak, he was a saint, but what view should we have about the current Sikh people? Are they the true followers, or are they misguided people?
The fact is that these Hindu Sikhs got further divided into various sects, and some among them have even become idolaters, and they do not call themselves Sikhs, they call themselves Hindus. Yet Guru Baba Nanak Sahib is their saint. These followers of Hazrat Guru Baba Nanak are found mostly in Sindh area. Majority of the Hindus living there are his followers. They have his idols made, and they have even deviated from the unity of God, that teaching. So these things do happen with the passage of time. This was the initial deviation which started, and deterioration in their religion, which started at the death of Hazrat Baba Nanak Sahib. And so many centuries have passed since, and you could not expect that religion to be reformed automatically. It must, once a step astray is taken, then it must go on and on, farther apart from the original source. But other factors interfered, and they were very unfortunate factors as far as Islam was concerned. These Sikhs became hostile to some Muslim governments, not because of religion, but because they felt it was a foreign rule, and there was a political rebellion against the Mughal Empire by some Sikhs in the Punjab and in some other places. So that political movement, in fact, pushed them farther apart from the sympathies to Islam and from the sympathies to Muslims, with the result that some Mughal kings had to fight battles with them to suppress their rebellions, and they were driven to the jungles, and concocted stories mostly, were invented of the cruelties perpetrated by Muslim kings against the Sikhs. So they became truly jungly for a while. They lived in the jungles, and they lost contact with civilization at many a time, and became more and more militant in their nature, and more hostile to the religion of those kings which wanted to suppress their movement of liberation. So this is how Sikhism was weaned away ultimately. It was not their love for the Hindus which bracketed them later on in politics with the Hindus, but it was the hatred of the Mughal emperors and the Muslim kings which, out of a common enemy factor, pushed them more towards the Hindus. Still they have no religious relationship, but it was only that affinity of common enemy which ultimately worked havoc in East Punjab against the Muslims who were residing among the Sikh majority areas. And that created India, that caused the East Punjab to accede to India rather than to Pakistan. No, because there was no unity and no love. So the same movement, the same inner desire to become free and liberated and to form our own government, which pushed them apart from the Muslims, the same desire is at work now to push them apart from the Hindus. So this is the right time in history for them to travel after this rebounds back towards Islam. And this is why we are preparing a very ambitious scheme of addressing the Sikh community at this juncture of history. And we are already at it, and MD scholars are working, and we, inshallah, after we are prepared, we will launch a worldwide movement to attract Sikhism to Islam once again. And now they are in a better frame of mind to listen to us, much better than any time before. What I expect of you is to send me addresses. There you are working very lazily. I have been writing to all the communities in the world to supply us with addresses so that we can go about it in a systematic way. Once we have launched a movement, then it should not be sporadic. It should be systematic and well kept up. But the response in this respect is rather very dismal and slow. So those who hear me and those, particularly the Amir Sahib of England, he should keep in mind that I have repeatedly reminded you to supply us with addresses of every type of people, from every religion, because we want to launch a worldwide scheme and very ambitious scheme of very wide contact with outside Ahmadiyya communities. And we are waiting for the addresses to be sent to us, and they are to be studied, analyzed, compiled, computerized. A lot of work is yet to be achieved before we will ultimately be ready for launching of this scheme. So in that respect you should cooperate.
Thank you.
Now Salim, you have enough questions already. No. Only Mr. After you. First you raise the hand, after you, please.
Assalamu alaikum.